Welcome, everybody. My name is Dan C. Bearded. This is Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, Command's Corner. Oh, hold up. Wrong show. Sorry, guys. Just kidding. For real, though, this is the Dr. Nick's Amazing Man Stuff YouTube channel, and my name is Dan C. Bearded. I am the co-host of this show. The most unbelievably epic timing ever. As we are getting started here, to give like a backstory, Nick will be able to expand upon it even more. I was like, Nick, did you guys get hammered with the snow that I've heard about on this East Coast? And he was like, do not get me started. No, we don't have anything. At 12:59 p.m. Eastern, he like freezes on us. We're like, what the heck? His power went out. So it came back. I've got him coming in here in a second. And to get the show started today, you guys, we have a special guest. We have an interview today, and we'll get into all the details, but essentially it is Chef Sam, and he is an owner, a creator of hot sauce. Of course, we've mentioned it before. He's being featured on the show Hot Ones right now, which is unbelievable, and I've got so many questions about that. But we're going to get to know the chef. We're going to get to know his company, the journey of getting to where he is, and maybe look ahead at some goals in the future. But first, I do need to bring in my co-host if he's ready. Nick, whenever you're good, just give me a thumbs up and I'll get you in there. And so, yes, welcome, guys. Let's go ahead and bring in. Boom, he's here. Oh my gosh.
My God. Literally, as I was just downplaying the severity of our weather, being like, I don't know why they canceled anything, this and that. It was almost like reality just backhanded me, being like, you don't talk about winter storms like that.
Oh,
and it proved me wrong, and power just went out like literally within minutes of me saying that I didn't believe there was actually going to be any big storm today.
Unbelievably amazing timing. So my daughter Violet, she just turned 4. She is she's cute as all heck. Nick only gets to see the cute side, but she's like wildly sassy, so much attitude, so bad, right? At times, relatively. She has every day, all day, the most instant karma of all time. Like she'll do something and then she runs into a wall. She'll do something and then she'll trip. It's like every time. This was that version for Nick. He's like, I can't call it. I'm calling the new. Then that power went out. Unbelievable. What a start.
It was perfect. It literally was like fate just like reached out through the internet and smacked me.
Unbelievable. But we want to get right into it. You guys here. You guys know I'm Dan. This is Nick. And today is an interview show. If you guys are excited and you want to help out this channel, if you want to help out Sam's company, hit that thumbs up so we get some YouTube traction here and people can kind of see what's going on. And you guys can have a chance today to ask any questions that you have with Chef Sam, and we encourage you to get involved in the discussion by adding comments and really just showing him what this community right here is all about in the middle of a day on a Tuesday. So to bring him in, we are coming all the way from Minnesota. Please help me welcome Mr. Chef Sam.
Thank you so much for having me.
Streamers, we got balloons. There's gonna be doves.
Man.
Just 3 bearded dudes.
Oh yeah. So Sam, Chef Sam, first thing, let us know about your business, your company, as people come in to find the show right away. Where can they find you? What do you do? Anything that they should know about the business side of Sam?
Awesome. Well, appreciate that, guys. Hey, thanks again for having me on. It's 3 professionally bearded dudes. But my name's Sam Hastings with Sam Sauce. Been a professional chef for over 18 years. The general story with a lot of companies nowadays, it's COVID rocked our industry, being in the industry of like cooking. So I wanted to pivot, do something that I could be a little more creative and a little more personable with. And making hot sauce, I've always enjoyed, and I just kind of pushed for it. So it's been about 3 years or so I've been fully self-employed, doing this small batch premium hot sauce company called Sam Sauce. And we were just featured on Hot Ones season 23 currently. And this Thursday, got our boy Lil Dicky on. Pretty excited for that.
Oh, so
what? Lil Dicky?
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be awesome.
I just can't wait.
And he's gonna be eating your sauce on Thursday then, right?
Yeah. He's going to see the name and he's going to comment on it. I have a feeling.
Right. And
I'd say so.
That's kind of my first question. We're known for tangents here and going all over the place. When, as someone that's a creator myself, I create content and people watch my videos. Nick creates products and people use his products. It's a pretty special feeling when you hear about people using them, right? You get a notice from like, oh my gosh, this person, like Nick has some pretty cool people that have used his products, right? I've had some wild people that shock me that they've watched my videos.
Right.
You are getting to watch an actual like video in real form, someone consuming something that you came up with in your mind and then physically created it. And these are like super high level celebrities with millions of people watching. What is that like to see it, to actually be there? It's one thing for me to see a comment or Nick to get an email.
Right. Yeah. We don't get to see people react to our scent profiles or to like the feel and beard. I don't get to, I don't get to see inside someone's bathroom when they're putting it on for the first time and being like, wow, that's going to be awesome.
It's wild. I mean, and then to sum it up, I would just say it's just a trip. I've been doing this for a long time, to some degree, a few years, and I always tell people I make products selfishly for me. At the end of the day, I will always make this because I think it's the best hot sauce on the market for me. So when I see other people enjoy it, doesn't matter, friends, family, anything, it just validates my reason to like continue this. But yeah, seeing these huge names, like someone commented, Sydney Sweeney. I mean, it's wild to see like, million, 2-3 million views. And even if there's not much comment on the sauce, it's just going out there. And people are watching this, let's be real, to see their favorite celebrities burn up. They're not like, ooh, I want to buy that hot sauce. But it'd still be pretty cool. I mean, my face is on the bottle, and not many people can say that. So millions of people get to see this guy.
Well, and you just said something that like I'd like to, Dan said tangent, and I apologize in advance. I'm the culprit of a lot of them. So you just said something that like really, really resonated though. Like you make products that you like, and you make products that you think are the best for you. And you said for you a couple of times, and that's core to like what we do. And I think that's a very different way of doing things, right? Because I mean, like a lot of people there's a lot of people out there that own product companies in both of our industries that probably have no need for and do not use the products that their company produces, or they use someone else's products because they like it better, and I think there's a certain attitude, a certain culture, and a certain type of product that comes out of someone who makes things for themselves first, and they're their own toughest critic and biggest fan.
It's a beautiful thing because there's a lot of people in the hot sauce space, and I see a lot of overlap. And I always tell people, not rudely, but stay in your own lane. Figure out what it is you like, and I guarantee if everyone makes a product that they enjoy themselves, as in like a product that they're making for a reason, they're not just making garlic habanero. Cool. But I mean, is there not a garlic habanero out there that you want? That's what a lot of my flavors are. They're sauces that, there's everything's been done to some degree, but not what I'm really looking for when it comes to hot sauce. It's not for everyone, but for me, I am still in love with it. It's still daily use, daily bangers all day, guys.
That's so
dude,
cool.
Yeah, I mean, I have not eaten a taco or burrito or a quesadilla since I got your box of hot sauce that did not have your hot sauce on it.
Yeah. Dude, I appreciate that.
I always say, of Cholula on my leg. Like I have other hot sauces tattooed on me, and I'm still preferring yours over the past week and a half.
We can discuss some skin contact sponsorships. I might need some tats too.
Maybe some cross pollination here.
I got the classic hot dog. I got my boxer tattooed on my arm with chili peppers and flames. So everyone's like, "You got a hot dog tattoo?" I'm like, "Well, not really, but kind of a hot dog."
All right, Nick, you got to show them. You got to show them the leg.
The chupa corn on the cabra.
Yep, you have to. Everyone needs to experience this.
So let's preface this. His name is Ricardo, okay, and he is a chupa corn on the cabra, which is half chupacabra, half corn on the cob, and he started off as a 2-color pen drawn meme, and I gave it to a buddy of mine, Bobby Kane, Arcane Art at Stinky Monkey Tattoo, and he turned it into this.
This is unbelievable.
I'm very excited.
Look at
Oh
this
my
thing.
god, that's huge.
Oh, and Nick is tatted up.
Dude, I thought it was just gonna be like a little guy. No, that's a banger. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, dude, and calves, people that don't know, they're no joke. They hurt.
And do you
Not
see
fun.
the corn under the chupacabra with the butter on it?
He's got the little padded drippy butter. It's the best part.
Oh,
That's like some awesome, like that new school. I like the big color pops and everything. That's gorgeous, man.
amazing. And then a quick little side stuff. Oh, you got the hot sauce up there. Yep.
That's a love story of tacos and hot sauce.
Oh my gosh.
Going out for a dance at their food truck, friend.
Oh my gosh.
Lovely.
Now, quick little side one. James Hansen is in. I believe I actually learned about you from my buddy James, who I've actually hung out with several times, lives down in Florida, and he's
Monster
a big hot
beard.
sauce guy. So yeah, bearded fella. I believe, if I remember correctly, my first introduction to you was from James.
Dude, and he's such a stellar guy. I chat with him every once in a while, and that's a lot of other people in this space. You can just feel it, like you mentioned. They're for the business and they're producing a product. I love the community. I mean, when people message me, I'm responding to them. It's me, and I love that, especially hearing from guys like that. It's like, dude, reach out to me. I love hearing what's new. I'm looking for.
Yeah, no doubt. Now, okay, so take us back. What shocked me is you said that you were not fully in the hot sauce game even 3 years ago, and 3 years or so, 3-4 years, and that's a wildly rapid ascent to where you are, especially going full time off of it and then on hot ones. What was that journey like? I mean, I've gone to hot sauce conventions before, so I've seen the vast amount of hot sauces that are out there and the small batch ones. It's crazy.
There's so many. Like, how do you stand out?
Exactly.
Well, and it's funny because I mean, people will always say to me, like, you are the brand, which is so awesome because I mean, it's my face on the logo. But when people come to shows, they see me to see me. I mean, they love that personal interaction. I'm just like an extreme extrovert, goofy, fun, happy guy, big metal dude. And I just might have that appearance where people say, like, yeah, I want to go talk to that guy. He's just real. But to stand out, good branding, but just being genuine, standing by your product. And people can see it. You can't hide it or fake it. Like, I love this. I love the community. I love chatting with dudes. And yeah, tattoo shows or hot sauce shows, hundreds of people. I mean, it's so much competition. Essentially, everyone's making the same thing. But in that way, there's so many different changes. If everyone's doing something for themselves to a degree, then there's so many different variables. Unless if everyone wants to make, hey, here's Tabasco 2.0, then okay, what's so good about that? I mean,
right.
No.
Well, dude, what you said there actually makes a huge difference, I think, is that, like, again, you like talking about it and you like interacting with people about it. Like, you go to any of these kind of shows. Like, I've been to places that had like a big farmers markets that had like a section of it that was set up for hot sauce. And you go talk to some of these guys and you're like, oh man, cool. I like your stuff. And they're like, yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then like, you're like, so, I was looking at this one. Like, what do you think about this one? Yeah, that one's good.
It hurts me because,
and it's like, but you see a lot of that, right? And then all of a sudden you see you and you got like a big personality and you're interacting with people and you're doing samples on your finger and you're tasting it with people. You know what I mean? And it's just, that's different.
Oh yeah, because I always got like chips with like little chef tweezers, like sauce. So there's no cross contamination, but giving out samples. And I run into issues every once in a while because some people will come up and they're like, "Hey, let me buy this sauce." I'm just like, "Well, you should try it first." And
Right.
it's like, "Well, no, I'll just buy it." I'm like, "You sure?" Because I figured out I'm like sabotaging myself. I don't want to just make instant sales. I want people to taste it and really know, like, wow, this is amazing. It's not like I'm buying it on a limb. It's like, no, I'm buying this because I enjoy it and it's something that I've never had before. And I love that interaction. I'd rather have like those positive interactions with people tasting them rather than just purchasing them to some degree. Maybe not great for business, but I love it.
But that's the difference. Like that's why you stood out. G Squared here says, why does that happen? He said, I swear that's how it is. I've come for your product. Are you even passionate? And I see that at like beard oil things. Like obviously beard's a big part of my life. So if we go to like a farmer's market or like an expo or something like that, I'll go around and I go to introduce myself. Obviously, I'm not going to come to the table and be like, hello, I'm Dan C. Bearded. Did you know I have 80,000 subscribers? It's nice to meet you. I know beards. And I don't do that. I'm just like, I just come up like a normal dude, which I am. And I'm like, hey, this looks awesome. Where are you guys from? Clarkson. And then it's just like, how are you here? How are you not? Like, get somebody, and it's so frustrating. And then when you meet someone like you with an infectious personality, you buy into the person. And I'm a firm believer, I've said it 1,000 times, the way you do anything is the way you do everything. And so the way you communicate, the way you give yourself an image, I know that the product is going to follow. And so I love that you mentioned that people say that about you as the brand. And some people aren't comfortable with that. You know, some people are like, nope, I'm behind the scenes. It's the product. And I get that. But if it's your personality, you gotta go all in. And I love that so much.
And in that sense, I'm sure those people that are more behind the scenes, more on the business side, they're way more successful than I am. They have to be. But it's just like, to me, to measure success, it's like how much I am enjoying this, how much I'm able to contribute to the community and just be involved. And that can be, thought of a lot of different ways. But how I see it is like, dude, the most successful. I mean, I got a handful of people in the community that they love what I do. And I'm like, those are my boys. I don't want to make everyone happy, because I'm going to make a generic product. But, my crew group of guys are like, people in general that have been following me. When I make a new sauce and it's like, these 20 people are like, that's amazing. I'm like, because it's for you,
That's so what you, cool. And that's what you do. That's it right there. That's huge.
Yep. And when you have that personality, when you have that approach, people want to talk about you. People want to share your Instagram. They want to share your stuff. And look at here, Jill says, funny side story. We had a local pickup yesterday from a new customer who lives literally one town over from the office. And they found out from watching my videos. She said, wild reach. Like, they're that close to you in real life, but it's the internet that brings them over. And it's because of good people and good personalities and good products that let those word of mouth things happen. And that's so important. And to kind of go off that, how, and feel free to obviously not share anything you can't, but how did the Hot Ones connection happen? Was it an email that like rocked your world? Was it like a process you had to go through? Because like Nick and I, we work a lot together.
Was it a discovery? Like,
right. And we've had some situations where you'll get like a message. You're like, holy crap, what is this? What was that journey? Because I have zero concept.
That's awesome, dude. I'm all for it now. I can discuss everything. I know a lot of people like you've been familiar with Hot Ones, the television show. I mean, imagine me as a maker being hit with for years. Like the average person, consumer comes up to me in a market like, hey, you should get on that show, the one with the wings and the interviews. And I'm like, oh yeah, Hot Ones. I go, yeah, you should get on there. And I'm always
never thought about that. Gee, thanks.
Yeah, never thought about it. But it's just funny because this has been years. And then it's one of those long processes. You have to send sauces in to get accepted, essentially. And imagine how many hundreds of companies are doing this on a monthly basis. Mm-hmm. So it's a huge thing. And then, there's some stipulations with ingredients, do's and don'ts, bottle sizes, what they allow, what they don't. But this was last spring. I sent some stuff in previously, and I finally got a hey, this is so and so. We kind of like this. We need a different bottle size because I usually have the 4-ounce Boston round. I'm like, okay, we can do that. And then I switched a couple things, sent them a couple other bottles. They said, hey, we received it. Everything's great. We'll keep in touch. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then like 5 months went by. I'm like, oh. and then it was like this past fall. They reached out again and said, hey, are you able to produce, a lot? As in like, you might need to get co-packer lined up. I'm like, oh, I can figure something out. And the whole time I'm a little giggly. I'm just like, I think this could happen. I've spoke with many of people that have been on this show. So I'm very familiar with their experience with it and kind of know what to expect. And then I had things lined up, and then there was a couple phone calls, a couple videos, and they just keep you on the hook. Nothing against them because they've dealt with so many different companies. They really want to make sure you can do this. So they keep you on the hook. They make you sweat a little bit. At least it made me sweat. And then it happened to be, why do we want to have a conversation with you tomorrow? And I was speaking with my wife on our dog walk, and she's like, "What do you think that's going to be?" And I'm just looking at her like, I don't want to say, but this could be good. And sure as enough, spoke with Mimo. He's one of the main people that do the tasting, and then Noah Schomburg, the main guy of it. And they're just like, well, we want you for season 23. We want you on slot number 2, and basically give you like a weekend to say that I can do this or not, as in, making sure you supply the numbers. And it was nuts because the dates they told me, it was right when we were expecting our first like child. And I'm like,
gosh.
how can so much awesome but so much crazy happen in like potentially like a week or 2 weeks?
Right. Yeah.
So that's how that kind of came to be. But so far, it's been a blast, man. Little Dicky will be the 4th episode this season so far, and I'm loving it.
Unbelievable. That's got to be the coolest thing
so
ever.
Cool.
And
And look at that did though, man. I mean, like going back to something you said right before, I wrote it down, and it's that, you talk about how you think some of the guys that are selling a product for everybody are making more money than you are, right? But like, look at this, like they're definitely not having as much fun. Even when experiences like this pop up, it's not as impactful to them, right? The dollars and cents are what motivate them. And that's great. There's the need for that. But you said it in the very, very beginning. You said when COVID hit, things were tough in your industry as a chef, and you didn't say, so I wanted to think of something to go make more money, or I wanted to go do something that was going to buy me more stuff. Like you wanted something that was more creative. And look at like how what's happening now is just feeding that creative side of your brain, right? Like the success that you're getting is literally rewarding the part of your brain that went to go do this in the first place.
It's like that. I mean, I never needed any validation knowing like the products I make are good because I love them, but like to see these monumental experiences and to really hear it from the vast group of the community, that's what just makes it like validating to continue like financially. Because I mean, if you had a ton of money kicking back, oh, I'd love to goof off, make fun hot sauce and not worry about it. But it is a business, and I want to stay afloat, got a family. So yeah, you do need to think of those things, but still, yeah, being very involved, loving the community, man, because the community is great. Like the beard community with you guys, it's a passion fueled project. How great is it? Not many people can say they actually work in a field where they love to be involved in, truthfully.
Right. Yeah. No, it's so true, and it's just effortless how amazing the community is and getting involved. And if you guys want to add in with Sam's community, I have linked his Instagram in the chat. If you guys don't mind, go over there, give him a follow. It's absolutely free. You guys can support him. You can support the stream by just simply giving him a follow and checking out what he's doing there. And I absolutely love that. We see some people already trying with some orders, which is really cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And then we got you. We can see your comments.
Oh yeah. And
we got coming through.
Yep. And we have YouTube's been a little bit silly the last couple of days, but yeah, Bayou, yep, you're there. You're good. And Mark wants to know, we talked about the before. Now it's begun. You're a couple weeks in. He wants to know about the effects of being on afterwards. Have you seen website traffic, social media? Is it not what you thought it was going to be? Because I've had some big situations. Like, for example, I interviewed one of the greatest wrestlers of all time on my channel, and it was one of my lower viewed streams. And it was like, like that's odd. Just oftentimes those things just don't meet what you think there. But what have you noticed since the show has aired?
Well, yeah, I might have missed it. Who's the wrestler?
I interviewed Mick Foley.
That would have been the coolest thing ever. You guys need to get together. Oh my God.
Yeah, it was really cool.
He's my hero. I love that. But but I would say similar to a degree, maybe in the sense of like a business traction, like online follows. I'm not seeing like a great amount like you'd think, because millions of people watching this, but it's the general public looking for, ooh, so-and-so is going to get burned up. And my sauces aren't the burners. And there are a lot of people that love watching the show that do not care about hot sauce. But it's like the subscription service, which is great through Heatinist. So I know you cannot get Smokey J throughout the rest of the season unless you're on heatinist.com. It's fantastic. It supports me. It supports them. It's great. But in that sense, like there is large volume when it comes to wholesale to a degree, but nothing direct impacting on day-to-day orders, day-to-day traction. I mean, just to be involved in cross promoting the industries. We did that fun giveaway with you, and I feel like the bearded community, I'm like, man, I got way more follows and excitement from that than Hot Ones so far. But
That's
so far,
crazy.
it's still a great experience. I'm not upset by it whatsoever.
Isn't that crazy how that works though? Like it is. It's just like and it's like I always talk about. It's like the things that the things that you're not super duper excited or looking forward to are the things that you just don't think are going to have a huge impact are the ones that do, and the ones that you think are going to have a huge impact are the ones that don't. It's more often the opposite of what you expect than it is in line.
It's so true. And it's like, once you've done that a couple of times, you're like, okay, chasing those things, they're never what they seem. But when you do it the right way and you're general and natural about it, like you said, the ways that maybe many would think was benefiting you didn't equal out. But then, like you said, you got wholesales, you got stores hitting you up and saying, hey, can we stock you? Can we put a sign as seen on Hot Ones? I mean, and though that effect is going to linger, that effect's going to have ripples throughout the years. And even just having that on your resume is just beautiful.
I feel like that's probably the best traction so far. Is you get that, like, the online presence, you get that that illusion of legitimacy. I mean,
and it's not an illusion.
Like, this guy is not a regular, Spam Town, USA, Minnesota, making hot sauce. What? That's weird. Who would? Oh, wow, you're on this show, and then people will start perking up. But yeah, it's like, I feel like the people that have been in it, rooting for me the whole time, they're just like, that's my boy, about damn time. But everyone else, it gives them a reason to maybe take me a little more serious, not like a jokey niche market. Like, wow, he's okay. He's actually doing something.
I have like the strongest case of secondhand pride ever. Like, I've just been beaming with joy watching, because I have been a show. I've seen every season, every episode of Hot Ones. Me and my wife watch it together. It's Sean Evans is a absolute inspiration of mine. He's an amazing public speaker, interviewer. I love his mannerisms and his hand movements. I mean, I'm big fan. And then I've been a big fan of yours and got to know you. Seeing it on there was just like the coolest thing ever. I love that so much. And I can only imagine what the people that have been rocking with you for years now, what they feel like with it too.
Oh yeah.
I feel like I'm like The Rock. I'm the people's champ. And I think that's so awesome. And then speaking of that, like, the Mick Foley Hot Ones episode, not the greatest on the views, but it was one of my favorite ones ever. And Sean Evans, amazing interview. I like what he's doing. I love what he's doing. But we can all agree, terrible facial hair. I think he needs to work in that department a little bit.
Yeah, he goes real high up on the jaw and doesn't put the
Can't all.
Hit me up, Sean. We got you. Dr. Nick's products, my advice. We got you covered, man.
All day.
No doubt. So I got two kind of combo questions from the audience that I think work really well. So the first one is, on your hot sauces, right? Scoville units is the level of heat, to put it in like simple terms. What are, for people viewing, what would be like your lowest level of Scoville unit? And then what would be your highest? And just keep in mind, this is coming from someone that is co-hosting that has done the Death Nut 2.0 challenge myself. So I'm just going to put that out there. There is a little bit of experience here.
Gotcha. And then by saying that, I know the official Scoville ratings, that costs money to get tested. And I have never done that with mine. I can give people rough examples, but I feel like a lot of the hot sauces and products out there that say Scoville rating, I think it's just kind of pulled out of the air. It's just like,
based on the content of the peppers they use or something.
Yeah, but I would say from like mild to hot, I mean, Smoky J is the most mild. One Drop, you showed a little bit ago, that's the hottest by far. And that has like cold brew coffee, black garlic, dehydrated orange, agave nectar, and chocolate bootlas. That's a ripper. But I want to say more, I mean, in a scale where people could probably understand more, like 1 to 10, Smoky J is maybe like a 2. One Drop, maybe like a 7.5, because I honestly think products like 8, 9 out of 10, they are pushing the boundaries with extracts, and they're not that enjoyable to what I would look for.
Yeah,
I was actually just gonna, before you even pop this up, I want to read his question here from Beards and Vinyl about why do some people just make hot sauce for the sake of making it as hot as possible with no regard for taste. But as either a before or after question to that one is, whenever you're in an industry, right? People that are in the industry and they're talking to each other, they oftentimes break things up into categories that people that aren't in that industry don't know exist, right? And so like when you're hanging out at like a place with a bunch of other hot sauce vendors, is there like, oh, he's like a heat guy, or oh, he's a flavor guy, or is there like, you know what I mean? Is there like different camps of hot sauce guys, and does that kind of lead into why this happens, that Beard and Vinyl's asking?
I know there's definitely a flavor before heat crowd, and that's always me. I do make some really hot sauces, but the most norm of mine, you could say, are true mediums. Mediums should not be mild. They should still be hot because they are hot sauces, but they're not like gonna wreck you. One drop's on the hot side. Repality just actually released today for Mardi Gras. Happy Mardi Gras peeps. That's a spicier Louisiana style sauce. But those people that make those screaming hot products, they're in it for pain. They want to see the reaction. They're like the pucker butt with all those crazy hot sauces with the pepper X. People want that excitement where they taste it and they light up. They're running around. They're looking for milk. And I'm like, haha, that's good, but I don't want that ever. Even a really hot one, I want people to taste and go, that's delicious. Maybe a delayed effect. There's some heat. But yeah, just those ones that immediately want to wreck you. That's not product that I enjoy. I'm not going to flex that. So it's like, why would I make that just to like that joke, the gimmick, like the triple X rated, the ones with the goofy logo, where people are going to buy it once and never again because they're going to like pull pranks on their buddies. Like, no, I want have everybody enjoy this.
Someone said something hilarious when we were passing your Taiga style. We were passing it around in my buddy's restaurant last week, and it was so good because like this girl, she comes up and she's like, I already have such an abusive relationship with this sauce. She's like, it's a little hot for me, but it tastes so damn good that I keep going back for more. And then I'm like, oh, it's a little too hot, but man, that was good. I want more. It's this looping process. And that's what you want, right? Like, you want to make something that's so tasty that even if it is on the hot side for somebody, they're willing to deal with the pain of it because like it just tastes so good they can't help but eat more.
I'm glad the Taiga style, that was my baby. That was the first one. And it's the first one that I can honestly say I have a tendency to use way too much, way too often because it's so good. It's bright, it's fresh with those fresh Thai ingredients. And then all of a sudden it's just Thai chilies and habaneros, but you use a lot of it and it gets out of control quickly. Extremely flavorful. A little bit goes a long way, but it's my favorite, man. And it would never be a sauce where the general public would say that's the best all, but it is my best, and I am thrilled with it. If I didn't have that, I wouldn't have done anything, honestly.
Wow. And are your hot sauces vinegary? Bayou wants to know.
I know, like I mentioned, like funky garlic and repality, which I just restocked today. Those are Louisiana inspired sauces, therefore very vinegar forward. All of my hot sauces do have a good amount of vinegar, just to be considered as like a condiment and for like shelf stability. But it's not just vinegar for that sense. It's for flavor. I'll do rice wine vinegars, champagne vinegars, red wine vinegars, and play around with it. I think vinegars are an amazing thing when balanced well.
Oh, lots of flavor.
Yeah, and if you guys like those vinegar forward Louisiana Tabasco-y sauces, funky garlic and repality, that's just everything you'd want. Maybe a little bit more unique, more nuances. But yeah, I like it all. But yeah, I try not to just do only those vinegar sauces.
Yeah, absolutely. And Jeffrey says, thanks for turning me on to this. He loves hot sauce, but never realized how big of a thing it is. And he likes sriracha and he's tried a lot. So yeah, the hot sauce world, I would imagine, really mimics the beard product world in a lot of ways. You have big, massive companies, you have small batch companies, you have communities. I've seen tons of live streams, and you have like kind of that heat chaser side of it, but then you also have the flavor. Like, it just seems like a community that's very similar to ours here.
Oh, dude, you guys would be welcomed with wide open arms. Like, there's like three communities, like the beard community, the tattoo community, and the hot sauce community. Why? Because they're just a bunch of weirdos like me. And I love it, man.
That's it. And I love it too, because it's usually full of a bunch of people who aren't going to judge you for being a different kind of weird than they are, is the way I always put those things. And that's what I love about it. Like, you know, everyone's probably got their own little isms, you know what I mean? And everyone's so accepting about it in all three of those communities that you just mentioned. And then if you throw metal in the mix there on top of it, it's like you got metal, tattoos, hot sauce, and beards. I mean, it sounds like that needs to be like its own sort of independent thing.
Did we just become best friends?
I mean, I think so. I mean, we got so much. We can do karate like right over here.
So much.
No, that's it, man. It's just that people, some people that stuff excites them and intrigues them. Just the extremes, whether it's, you know, heavy metal, music, spice, flavor. But some people, they're just really much, you know, slow and easy, going down the road, you know, enjoying things as they come. You know, maybe a little salt and pepper, maybe a little ketchup, maybe a little ranch. But some people are just like, dude, give me that spice. Give me some of that huge flavor bombs.
Yeah, great question by Daniel. Are your sauces gluten-free? He said some are heavier on the malt.
Absolutely. Fantastic question. I know I try to be super upfront about all that stuff. And all of mine are gluten-free. They are made in a facility that does have flour. So I know, like, legally I can never say, like most kitchens, when they say in a culinary sense, oh, this is gluten-free. It's like, cool. But does your kitchen contain flour to any degree? If it does, then that could not be said 100% without certainty. But there's no cross-contamination that I am seeing it. It's a clean environment. It is in the same facility. Otherwise, you had no gluten, no nuts. Obviously, vegan outside of Smokey J, which the original used honey. The new one does not. So they could stay vegan throughout the board as well. And yeah, just transitioning to chia seed powder opposed to what I have been using xanthan gum, just for like people that are like gum tolerant with like some of the xanthan gums people have a little belly issues with. But yeah, otherwise just very natural, fresh produce products, nothing with much additives. I mean, I throw citric acid in them because I like what it does. It's like a culinary ingredient. It's not like, oh, this is going to bump up the shelf life. Don't care about that. I'm more about like, what's this adding to the overall flavor?
And I don't know if you know this, I have severe celiac disease and I've never had any kind of reaction. And so I can confirm from my experience on many of them, no reactions at all. So great question. And I love this one too. Nick and I both immediately gravitated to tacos with your hot sauces. And even if Nick has a chance to talk about some of his thoughts on the tacos with them, but outside of tacos, outside of just like the Mexican burrito kind of theme, which lends itself so well, where do you see yourself and others using your hot sauces commonly?
I love that, because I do see the general people, nothing like a negative about it, where people question like, oh, the sauce with pineapple? Well, what do you use with that? I'm just like, immediately, you're thinking too much.
I was going to say everything. Yes, everything. Pineapple? Are you kidding me? It's amazing.
Oh, like, guys, just stop. You're thinking too much. I mean, you could easily say wings, pizza, of course. Like those vinegar forward ones on vanilla ice cream, cheesecake, banging. Stir fries, pastas, ramen.
Rewind. Come again. Come one more time.
Back up. Skip back 10 seconds. Play.
Vanilla ice cream cheesecake.
Yeah. Okay. Talk to me. Talk to me, Goose.
Explain.
Think about it. Okay. Repality, for example, I keep talking about it. I'm loving it. It's hot. It's with 7-pot primos, habaneros, garlic, and vinegar. It's very vinegar forward. Imagine that on something cold, creamy, and sweet. It's not going to be for everyone, but it is a hell of an experience. It's very creamy, very bright, sour, tart, spicy. It's like all the umami effects. And then even like, you know, like creamy, like a cheesecake. It's a clean slate. It's sweet. It's like creamy, decadent with like something bright, spicy or something. This isn't for everyone, but it worked. But
I'm
this on chocolate cake, not good. Don't try it on chocolate cake. I tried it, but cheesecake's great.
Wow. I would have never thought hot sauce and ice cream ever before in my life. And I've thought of some.
It's a thing.
There's been some times in my kitchen at nighttime that I've put some things together for various reasons that we won't go into. And I'm thinking, I thought maybe I had hit a limit of like, you know, I've combined all the weird that can be combined, and little did I know I was nowhere near it. Like,
We can get
you got
very
me
weird.
thinking all sorts of things here.
Interesting. And D-Dot, our guy, is backing you up. He said, I tried hot sauce on ice cream and it's amazing.
Yeah, not all. I know I would prefer more of the vinegar forward ones rather than like, something that's more chunky with like, onions and garlic. Like, nah, maybe just more
probably
vinegar.
not. Yeah.
Yeah. But then honestly, yeah,
Interesting.
stir fries, pastas, ramen, soups, enchiladas,
Sauce is amazing
eggs,
on ice cream.
breakfast all day. I mean, I would
Chili.
like to say what's not good with hot sauce.
Right.
And then I'm sure someone would have like, well, maybe not, you don't have the right hot sauce for it.
There you go. There you go.
That's a good point.
Tacos, chili, and tuna fish are my top 3 uses of your hot sauces. And I will say, my wife is very picky on stuff. She's a little stubborn. I don't know if don't tell her. Don't
She
tell her
knows
that.
what she wants.
And so if I suggest something, the chances of her liking it are very small. But we had tacos. I busted out Smokey J, put it on mine, which by the way, you guys, I told Sam this. I love the viscosity of his hot sauce because it can easily pour down the taco shell, which is so tough with the thick ones. And it's like you get like a dollop on there. And I'm like, now I got to spread it. Now,
I gotta move it
come
around,
on.
like I use my finger or something.
Exactly. And so she would not try it. And she didn't have it on her. She has her own hot sauce that she likes. I took a little like jumbo piece of taco meat. I dipped it. I said, you will try this one. I did the whole don't make me do the and so I made her try it, and she was legitimately blown away, and it's like brought it up randomly since then. Like, do you remember how good that hot sauce was? And I'm like, yes. And at the same time, Nick, Jill, and some of their friends were trying all of the hot sauces that he tried. And Nick, I don't know if you want to break down any experiences there. I know you mentioned earlier briefly, but which ones you liked, which ones lend themselves well, or any descriptions?
Dude, so okay, funny story. I've actually since then I've had things that like for some reason think good things come in threes, I guess. And because I have not actually figured out like which one I like more on different stuff. Because every time I've eaten it now, I've eaten all 3 of them that you've sent me. So I have the Smokey J, the Pina Donata, and the Taga style. And so, okay, so first of all, for me, the Pina Donata is one of those ones where I do not put a normal hot sauce amount of that hot sauce on anything I put it on. Like I put a couple of drops on it at first, like a responsible, volume knob respecting person that I am. And then I took a bite and I literally just dumped it on top of like the whole thing, just completely covered. Like I'm like a little kid with ketchup on a hot dog with that hot sauce. It's so damn good, and it's not too hot, and it's full of flavor. And it's one of those flavors where it doesn't even overpower the stuff that you put it on when you add more. It almost just layers and layers. Like you just kind of like it doesn't ever overpower anything. It just goes with it more and more and more. It's too damn good. And the Smokey J, like Dan said, I actually can't think of anything that wouldn't be good on. Like as far as a meat, like that would be good on beef and pork and chicken. I could
Old belly sandwich. Banger.
I could see that. Oh man, I could see that on. And so this is a weird one. The other day, I'm gonna probably get the daggers coming at me through the internet, even saying this. One of my guilty pleasures. I love Hawaiian pizza that has ham and pineapple on it.
Same.
There with you.
Same.
Okay. So the other day, I dumped a good deal of Smokey J all over a Hawaiian pizza that I was eating. And it was bar style pizza here in New England, which is the little pizzas with the burnt edges.
Yeah.
The burnt edges with the Smokey J with the pineapple and the ham.
Stop it.
Stop. It was just stop it. It was so damn good.
Gracious, dude.
So damn good. And then what I'm gonna do soon here, I'm gonna be making fried rice probably later this weekend, next week. And I cannot wait for Taga style on top of some Hawaiian chicken fried rice. I mean, it's gonna be
I'm glad we have to like walk that thin line about pineapple on pizza because not everybody's for it. So at events, I'll be honest with it, I'll always tell people where you just read them, you're like, dude, they're not pineapple pizza guys. And I'll be like, hey, I'm not great with pineapple pizza, but this on pizza is fantastic. And then they'll be like, it was. And I'm just like, hey, maybe you should try pineapple on it next time.
Give it a try. You, sir, are clearly not a golfer.
No. There was a comment before about What other good meats to put on sauces? I would say like that you mentioned steak, chicken, but chimchar we have is a charred chimichurri. That's like my steak sauce. I mean, I'm always grilled pork, even the good ribeye New York, little chimchar on it with capers, preserved lemon, lots of fresh herbs. That's like a meat protein sauce
Do you
all
know
day.
that's a Pokemon?
Yes,
Chimchar?
yes.
All right.
I didn't name it because of that, but I kind of named it because of that. Because it's like charred chimichurri, chimchar. All my names are very goofy. Like Pina de Nata translates to damaged pineapple because I
I
actually
love that.
burn the pineapple. I burn it.
I love that so much. So much. Now, here's one. I get heck for this. G Squared says, now Dan and me respectfully disagree. And he said, keep in mind, I don't pretend to be an expert. Not me either. And he said, but his favorite hot sauce is just the regular truff, right? That truffle hot sauce. And he said, if he likes that, what would you recommend from your lineup? And I do have to put it out there. Nothing again. I don't know the company. I don't know the people, but truff is the worst tasting condiment I've ever experienced in my entire life. And I've tried the 3 different ones, the white one, the orange, and then like a darker one.
So I looked them up. So the original orange, you got the white, the white truffle hot sauce, and then you got another one. And I was just looking at it like, holy shit, like what does this stuff even have in it? Like it's like you got like 2 of them for like $40. You got like these $70 subscriptions. I'm like, this better be some damn good sauce.
Yeah,
Dude,
I don't like
a lot of my sauce for the price of a couple bottles from them.
and I'm genuinely, it was disgusting. Like I couldn't do anymore. I had a whole bottle. I'm like, anybody want it and stuff. But with that said, if he likes that style of hot sauce, which one would you lean him towards for you?
And I would say, like, and why people really do like that is because it is fairly sweet. And I know it's generally sweet sauces. I don't ever create too much. But I know that's why it rocks in the industry, why people really like it, because it is on that sweet side, and people do really like that. But I would say something similar to that, not similar, but something that I would say would be a great suggestion would be hot hand banana ram, something I made for our wedding. My wife's name's Hannah, a couple years ago, like hot hand banana ram. There's fresh banana in it, black cardamom, rice wine vinegar, and ají limon chilies. It does not taste like banana, but you're getting no sugar added, but you're actually getting the sweetness from the banana. So honestly, that's my sriracha alternative, like sugar-free, fresh fruit, where you're only getting the sweetness from that. That's fantastic. Otherwise, that general sweetness, like that smoky J, I mean, it does got a little sweetness with the agave in it. But yeah, I don't have anything true like that truff because that is on the fairly sweet side.
Well, I mean, to that point, I'm looking at these guys, right? I don't eat sugar. I do it on occasion, but as a rule of thumb, I don't consume much processed sugar. I like natural stuff that comes from fruits. I'm fine with that. But if you look at yours, right, like you taste the sweetness in pina donata, and it's fantastic. There's no look at your ingredients. There's no added sugar in that, right?
Yeah, the only one that I'll actually add sugar in is Taiga style, just to balance, because Thai chilies are fairly bitter. And they're rough around the edges, but otherwise, I've used honey, agave. That's about it, or get natural sweetness from other things. But yeah, hot hand banana ram. Taiga style, I mean, it's gonna blow your flavor out of the water compared to truff and a different stream, but you're still getting a little sweetness there. Hit me up on Instagram, anything like that. We'll chat. I'd love to get you something that I know you will like.
But what drives me nuts is I'm looking here at like the truff site. Not only do they use just straight added sugar, it's the third ingredient in their sauce.
Multiple different,
like, they got 15 ingredients. I mean, right after chili peppers, I mean, it's the third ingredient inside their mix. Like their red chili blend is chilies, vinegar, and sugar. And then
that's why in like sriracha, nothing against it. We all love it for what it was. But sriracha, it's, I mean, next to ketchup, it's like tomatoes swapped out for peppers. There is an ungodly amount of sugar in sriracha. That's why the general public loves it, because it's sweet. It's very sweet. So that's why I like with hot hand banana ram, you're getting that general sweetness. It does not taste like banana, but you don't get that guilt of like, well, this is just sweet because of the sugar added. It's because of the fruit.
Interesting. Okay.
That's why I'm not a big ketchup guy at all. I'm just like, ketchup just They took this beautiful thing called the tomato and they ruined it.
Yeah, they even went to the Supreme Court to have it verified as a vegetable so they could count it in school lunches about 20, 30 years ago to be able to count for their daily vegetable allowance. And that's true. Went to the Supreme Court.
That's rough.
That's
I don't
neat,
deny that
isn't
at
it?
all. That's the American dream, guys.
That-
Sugar and seed oils.
I
Oh,
mean, in like the whole rule of if it has, you know, fruitable seeds and things like that, then it's fruit versus that. You know what I mean? Like that rule has gone, you know, so many different ways.
oh yeah. Yeah, no doubt about it. Now, we see some kind of guitar musical equipment behind you. You mentioned you knew Mick Foley. You mentioned tattoos. Outside of hot sauce, other than a family man, a husband, a new father, what are you into, Sam? What are some things that we'd be like, oh, okay, I see this guy, what he likes?
I mean, you can just see it. It's on my chest, honestly. I got tattoos of my old cats. One's a chef, one's a metal rocker. But dude, I was in high school, a little kid. I was in a band, Dethroned, for years. Did a little traveling, a little touring lightly. And then honestly, 2009 hit, the whole music scene just slowly started depreciating. But we were like a heavy thrash and metal band. Loved it. But I'm a big metal guy. I haven't been to concerts as regularly as I used to, but I'm just surrounded by guitars, amps, heavy musician, played guitar almost my whole life. Outside of that, dude, it's just metal, tattoos. I mean, it's crazy good. Hot sauce has definitely taken over a lot of my hobbies because originally my hobbies were hobbies. I mean, besides growing peppers, playing guitar, like I was into bonsai trees for years. Like I was, you know, a lot of craft cocktail development through bar programs, kitchens working out recipes. I just think I like the creative aspect. So you could just say, you know, metal, beard, hot sauce, tattoos. That's pretty much me today. But a couple years ago, whew, it could have been different.
I love that. Love that. And yeah, there's a lot of overlap with the fellas on screen right now, too.
It really is, man. Like it was so funny too, because when Dan was first introducing me to you, Sam, he's like, I know you guys are gonna get along on like 8 different ways, but I'm just gonna tell you like 2. And then like, you know, we meet up and start talking, and it's like, no, okay, yeah, just like you said, it's like, did we just become best friends? This is getting weird.
Nice.
Kind of metal dudes to some degree as well. Is that safe to say?
Nick
What's
is.
that?
All right. Nick's a metal dude.
Very,
yeah.
very much so.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We haven't even really talked about that yet, but I mean, no, absolutely, man. It's the other side of my office that people get to see looks very, very similar to yours. Lots of amps.
Oh,
lots
this
of
is my basement dungeon. But yeah, we should talk guitars. I just went down the guitar pedal rabbit hole. I mean, for my whole life, I was like straight up amp only dude. And then now I'm like fuzz pedals. Got a lot of those now that kind of came out of nowhere.
Oh man, you got to be able to overdrive the tubes inside that ENGL with a good overdrive. You got to get yourself an Ibanez tube screamer. You know,
I got stacks of overdrive going to fuzz, going through distortions. My pedal board's kind of stupid right now, but hey man, it's fun.
Okay, so maybe we need to have you on again, and you and I both bring our pedal boards, and we just discuss guitar effects for an hour. We talk about
while we get a taste of hot sauce or something, you know, we like.
We'll do like our own version of hot ones where we got to taste hot sauce and then demonstrate some form of functionality on our effects pedal without screwing it up. And we can talk about noise gates. We can talk about overdrives. How do you keep humbuckers that are really noisy from being too noisy when you want them to be noisy when you want them to, but not when you don't?
Dude, and honestly, right now I'm more on that doom end of things. So I mean, there is no noise gates over here. Just heavy, crushing volume, just that loud, fuzzed out. But before playing more thrash and black metal, a lot of palm muting, a lot of those quick braces where, you know, it's noise gates popping on, it closes everything. And then it's like now it's letting it all hang out.
Just letting it go. Yeah. And no more like technical chugs. Yeah, exactly. Oh, dude, that would actually be a lot of fun. I've always threatened to do something like that, or we just make everyone listen to Sleep's Dope Smoker in its entirety for 58 minutes. You know?
I would play that every once in a while driving around with my wife in the car, and I'd like look at her and be like, You know, this is still the same song, right?
It's so fun. I drive Jill nuts with that. I look over one time and I was like, hey, did you notice what we were listening to? She's like, yes. And I know it's the same song for the past hour. I get it. It's a long
and like with my artwork and bring it back to the hot sauce world. I mean, it's very 70s psychedelic through that era. And I love that. It's just fun. I mean, maybe not the greatest for branding purposes. Like nobody knows. Sam, so how do you say that? But I'm like, don't care. It's fun. It's me. I'm here for it.
I love that. And speaking of you and branding, I like this question from time to time. Tell me something wild from your life, your family, your history. Were you ever at a time where it was like close to death? Do you have an uncle that is a world champion of something? Did you save someone's life? Did you find a World War I button that was in your backyard? I want something just out there and wild that you don't normally get to talk about, but I know you got something. I know it's in your head.
I'm game, man. This is fun. So the one thing that comes to my mind really quickly is I was in high school and I just got finished with a band practice, and it was a great band practice with my boys. I was with my singer and bass player with all of our equipment in the back of my vehicle, and we're driving back home. This is like maybe a 15-minute drive to where we were playing. We were on the highway. It was sleet, ice, not good, with like a little Chevy Lumina back in the day. And then we're driving, and I remember cars going in the ditch. My buddies in the car, they're just like, oh no, like, you know, this isn't good. And it's like, we're gonna go in the ditch. Like, dude, I've never been in the ditch before, never have today, never will. Don't worry about it. But we're driving. And then, of course, you hit a little black ice and you saw it a mile away. And all of a sudden, my car kept shifting. And I'm just like, okay. And my buddy's like, dude, we're going in the ditch. Like, no, we're not. Because I didn't want to like overdo it. But it was like shift. And I got to the point where it did a full 2 spins, stopped dead in the road, facing oncoming traffic. And, you know, thank God, like, you know, the people behind had enough time to slow down. But it was nuts because, I mean, we're shifting, 2 spins, stop dead in the road, staring at oncoming traffic. And we're just like, okay, let's slowly back up and try this again. Yeah, that was wild, man. I don't want to do that. But
like your friends in the car all had that moment where they wish they had like the Olympic score sheets to hold up like 10.
Yeah, like nailed it.
It was wild because, I mean, I was young at the time, but I was even thinking in my head during that happened. I'm like, dude, today was a perfect day. I was with my boys, great practice. I mean, whatever goes down is going to go down. And I'm, you know, I had a fan. It was a good day, but it was like perfect all the way. But that was a little hiccup.
Oh, I love that. I love hearing those stories. And we've been if you've grown up in any area with ice and snow, you've been there and you know that feeling of the oops.
Oh yeah, it's not good.
No, it's about as helpless feeling you get.
Moment.
Oh yeah, yep. Nope, that's a good one. Well, Sam, we had warned you that time goes by so fast. We are already in an hour, and you have a podcast, and you make content, so you get a concept of that. But we genuinely will need to have you back. I feel like there's so many tangents and areas that we would love to explore more. With that said, you guys, I have linked in the chat right now his website where you guys can go check out the hot sauces, and I am linking his Instagram. If you guys have an Instagram, again, do me a favor and just give him a follow. Good vibes, positive platform. You know how it goes. And check that out. Sam, anything last that you want the people to know about, anywhere you want to direct the people? Like, this is that moment, this will live on forever in YouTube glory. Where can people find you, or what should they know as you exit this live stream today?
Two kind of obviously, this guy over here, fantastic beard products. This guy over here, that's the fantastic beard content. To have me on, guys, I really, really appreciate it. I feel like I'm the baby beard in this family of professionally bearded gentlemen. But you can find me with samsauce.com, Instagram, anything else, samsahouse. But dude, just give me a follow. Anything. My content's fun. It's genuinely me. I'm always trying to put out fun new products, trying to get insights in the community. Right now with Hot Ones, season 23, you can only get Smokey J through heatness.com. But by all means, go for that. I'm all for that. I do have a spicier version available online called Big Smoky Mama. That's Smokey J's Hot Mom.
Oh,
more. But no, I love it, guys. Let's make some magic, and then yeah, have me on anytime. I appreciate this community. Very grateful for it. Appreciate it, guys.
Beautiful,
awesome,
beautiful. Nick, final words to send the people off, and I'll end this bad boy.
You know, the only reason I saved this for last is so that no one felt that they could ask me more questions about it. But you guys know that there's always something up. There's always something with whenever we see us with these other product companies, you know, they do these cool things, like we do cool stuff and they do cool stuff. And like, there's never been a time where you put so many cool things in one place and something new and cool doesn't happen. And so I think everyone just needs to kind of maybe take a note of that maybe this was a little premeditated. Like maybe the idea from this stream came from another conversation, and then maybe the next stream is going to be focused on that.
Maybe, dude. We'll have to do tell. Well, actually, we're running out of time, guys. So
Yeah.
might have to do
Crap. Oh yeah, we do have time. Well, you know. Oh well. Next time, guys.
Yep. Next time we'll get into that.
Next
Appreciate
Tuesday
it,
is
man.
going to be fun. Come back next Tuesday. Not for that, but for other fun stuff. Tuesday, 1 o'clock, as usual. Same bad place, same bad channel. And thanks for being here, Sam. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you so much for sharing just not only what you do and how you do it and the story behind it, but selfishly speaking, thank you for sharing the product of what you do with us, because I will be back for more. And like I said, I haven't used anything else since. And you're going to have a big chunk of my spice cabinet. I just know going forward. So
I'm all for it.
Dude, you guys got to check it out. Don't let this guy sell out of everything before you get a chance to go get it. Like, go get some.
Yes.
Seriously.
Yes. All right, guys. We'll see you next